Hello everyone. Hello everyone. How are you all? I hope you are fit and fine. Today we are going to discuss lesson 2, Enjoying Education. Let us read the quote first. Education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. It is said by William Butler Yeats. This is the famous quote said by William Butler Yeats. The above famous quote by William Butler Yeats tells us that education is not about merely collecting facts and knowledge. Rather, it possesses the potential to arouse the curiosity within our minds. It inspires and motivates us to achieve success and wisdom. These words remind us of the importance of meaningful education. Children, what is the importance of education? Education helps us in keeping up with the world. Children, we live in an ever-changing world. New technologies keep coming up, and if you don't want to be left behind, you must keep up with the help of education. Education brings respect. Everybody likes a wise and knowledgeable person. Educated people are considered highly respectable in the society. The more educated you are, the more respect you will get from those around you. Education gives equality. If you want to see the world as a just and fair place where everyone is given equal opportunities, education is required. It opens a whole world of opportunities for the poor so that they may have an equal shot at a well-paying jobs. It means education brings equality to rich and poor also. Education provides money. An educated person has more chances of ending up a good high paying jobs. Children, education is also important for career progression because it equips us with the expertise that is needed in helping us realize our career goals. Now let us read the lesson. Time to start. How many of you think that education means only passing examinations, winning medals and qualifying for the job? Isn't education always about learning something new? Don't you feel happy when you become interested in knowing more and begin searching for more knowledge? In this, it is said that education is not only just passing exams or winning medals or qualifying for the job. It is always about learning something new. It makes us feel happy and become interested in knowing more and begin in searching for more knowledge. That is called as quest for knowledge. The curiosity to gain more and more knowledge is education. Now let's read further, children. Education is not only about learning something new. It is always about how you use what you learn for the good of others. You learn from your parents, teachers, friends, and by reading and listening. Nowadays, the internet is the main source of information. As you learn more and more, you also understand what is good and bad learning. You keep good knowledge in your memory and use it all times. Children, here it is said that education is not just learning something new. It means also how you use that knowledge in your day-to-day life for the betterment of others. You learn everything from your parents, teachers, friends, and by reading and listening. Nowadays, you are using internet also to gain more and more information. And as you learn more and more, children, you understand the difference between the good and bad learning also. And you keep the good knowledge in your memory and you use that knowledge all over the time. Now let's read further, children. Education does not come easy. Your parents spend a lot of money to send you to a good school so that you get the best from there. So learn as much as you can by asking questions, searching for something new. Keep thinking of ways and means of learning something better and more useful. See, children, education we gain is not easy. Your parents have to spend a lot of money to send you to a good school and so that you get a good education. So you have to learn as much as you can by asking questions and search for something new and discovering. Keep thinking of ways and means of learning something better and more useful. Always, children. Here are two stories for you to read and learn from. In the first story, you will learn how a blind boy makes shoes, becomes an inventor. He makes people without vision read like others. His continued search to somehow read makes him one of the most remembered inventors of all times. The second story is about how hard work always goes with success. Just being intelligent is not enough. Knowing how to use intelligence to search for more and more knowledge and use it to its best is important. Above all, being humble in success is more important. The life of Abdul Kalam is a great example for all of us, how humble he always was, even as the President of India, and how his scientific curiosity made the nation proud. Now, children, we are going to study two stories of one is of a blind boy, Louis Braille, and the other is of a President of India who is Abdul Kalam. Now, before starting to read the story of Louis Braille, I am going to share his pictures with you and what incident had happened in his life and how he helped the blind people to read. See, children, this is Louis Braille. And when he was at the age of 3 years, an accident took place in which he had got blind. Why he became blind? One day his father was working in the leather shop and he was playing there. Then the owl went accidentally in his eyes. This is the owl, children, which is used on leather for marking points or punching points on the leather. Or it can be used for sieving also, like for making leather bags and all. We use this tool called as owl. While his father was working, it went accidentally in his eyes, and from that time, at the age of 3, he became blind. Then He thought how to read or write in future. As he was an intelligent boy, he invented a special book for the blind people that has raised letters for the blind. They touch these raised letters, feel it, and recognize the letters, and then they can read those letters. Okay, children, see, it has different patterns. The Braille has the different patterns of dots. What is Braille, children? Braille is a system of writing and printing for blind or visually impaired people, in which varied arrangements of raised dots representing letters and numerals are identified by touch. Blind people touch these dots which are raised, and they identify the letters on it and the numerals on it and recognize it. Okay. Now let's read the story, children. Time to read. The story of Louise Braille. Netra and her mother Hema entered the Little Flower Convent for the persons with blindness to meet Sister Rita Mary Anne, the nun in charge there. Netra was on vacation from her residential school. She was full of questions. Sisters happily answered her. Now, in this story, we will see that there is one girl, Netra, and her mother, Hema, and they have come to a blind school where they have to meet Sister Rita, who is working as nun there. Okay, children. Netra had many questions to ask to the sister when she had come to that blind school, and that Sister Rita was answering her questions. When you read, the students punch out dots on the paper, and I also see them running their fingers on the dot when they read. Tell me, please, what is it they are doing? Netra asked. Pointing on the photograph which hung on the central wall, Sister said, Netra, that is Louise Braille, the person who made it possible for the blind to read and write, though in a different way from that of ours. She began narrating Louise Braille's story to Netra. Louise Braille was born in 1809 in a small village near Paris. Louis became blind when he was barely 3 years old, when accidentally he hit his eye with an awl, a tool used by his father in his leather shop. Now here, what had happened? Here, children, Netra is asking, pointing to the photograph hung on the central wall, that when they read, the students punch out the dots on the paper, and also they are running their fingers on the dots when they read. Tell me, please, what they are doing. Then Sister said that this is Louise Braille, who made it possible for the blind to read and write, though in a different way from that of ours. Now, the sister started narrating the story of Louise Braille to Netra. The sister said that Louise Braille was born in the year 1809 in a small village near Paris. Where is Paris, children? Paris is in France. It is the capital city of France. Louis became blind when he was at the age of 3 years old. He hit his eye with an owl, which was a tool used by his father in the leather shop, and then asked Netra in an alarmed voice. Indeed, continued sister, the first few years were very difficult for Louis. He was helped greatly by his friends in school. Not satisfied with just that, Louis journeyed to Paris and found a school where special books were available for him to use. These books had raised letters on the pages, but had space for just 2 sentences a page. Moreover, they were very heavy, costly, and very few in number. Poor Louis! What did he do then? Asked Netra anxiously. Hema smiled at her daughter and said, Wait. Sister continued. Louis was firm that his blindness should not stop him from learning and always thinking how to learn more and more. Meanwhile, being a creative person, he began earning enough by giving performances with his cello, a musical instrument which he had mastered well. The sister Rita is saying that it was very difficult for few years to Louis to continue his life, but he was helped greatly by his friends in school. Louis then went to Paris after that and found a school where special books were available for him to read and write. And these books had raised letters on the pages. And these books had just 2 sentences on one page. These are called as Braille. Moreover, these books were heavy and even costly, and they were available at that time very few in numbers. Okay, now Netra is feeling very bad for Louis and she is asking anxiously that what did he do then? Then the sister Rita tells her that Louis was very firm with his blindness. He did not had any tensions or any stress, and he did not stop him from learning and was always thinking how to learn more and more. And he was himself a very creative person, and he began earning enough by giving his performance with his cello. Netra's mother posed a question. How did Lewis arrive the idea of using dots, sister? Now, that Netra is asking the question that how did Louis got this idea of the dots? Now, let's see, children, what's happened in the story further. Sister's face lit up. By chance, she replied and continued. Louis came across a code of letters which the French army was using for passing on secret messages. They were in the form of symbols and were raised off the paper. The soldiers read them by running their fingers over them. Louis began thinking of the possibility of using the code in the textbooks. It was not easy. Yet he did not give up. Now, here, children, we have seen that Louis had come across the code of letters which the French army was using as the secret messages to pass within themselves. And the soldiers used to read this code or secret messages by running their fingers. Then Louis began to think that possibility of using the code in the textbooks, and it was not easy for discovering or inventing such books. Yet he did not give up. Sister paused and began. On a vacation at home, one day, while he was helping his father, Lois struck a brilliant idea. He punched holes with the awl on a piece of leather and turned it inside out. As he ran his finger across, he felt that the punched holes seemed like dots on that side. A thought suddenly flashed his mind. Why can't I use the dots to be read as letters? And so the Louis Braille script of letters with just 6 dots came into being. Sisters brought out a Braille sheet and made Netra run her fingers over the dots. Then she explained the position of different dots represent different letters of the alphabet. Today, thanks to Louis Braille's invention, the blind can also read. Netra now understood how much it meant for the person without vision to be able to read. Now here, children, we come to know that how Louis Braille invented the script Braille. One day, as he was helping his father, he got a brilliant idea that when he was punching holes with the awl on a piece of leather, they were turned inside out. And as he ran his fingers across that, he felt that the punched hole seems like a dot, and suddenly a thought flashed in his mind that why can't we use the dots to read as letters? And Louis Braille script of letters with 6 dots came into being. Nowadays also, children, the position of different dots represent different letters of the alphabet. Netra's sister had thanked at last to Louis Braille's invention for the blind persons, and Sister Rita had very well explained Netra that how Louis Braille had helped blind people to read also. And Netra has also understood that the person without the vision are also able to read. Now, answer the questions you have to do. Question number 1 on your own. Question number 2, children. Find out the word naming the person who reads and writes for the blind when they take examinations. Now, which word you will write for the person who reads and writes for the blind when they take examinations? The answer is volunteer. What is the answer, children? Volunteer. Okay, children. Now, here we come to the end of our session. Thank you.